For more, I'm joined by Armin George, and we're talking about 4 devices on the same day.
Yeah, so you mentioned Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the former chair of the Democratic National Committee. We have Barack Obama. We have Hillary Clinton, so that's 3. The 4th, former CIA director John Brennan. There was a package addressed to him, care of the CNN offices, although he doesn't work for CNN. But he is one of Donald Trump's most outspoken critics, actually. So you do start to get a political picture building when you look at these targets. You remember initially, Francois, it was reported that the White House had been targeted, but that was later proved to be wrong information. So clearly these are left-wing or liberal targets. There's no question about that, mostly Democratic ones. A 5th one that we should mention that was not today, but Monday, an apparent pipe bomb that was destined for George Soros, the billionaire and philanthropist.
George Soros, who has a home in West Chestire County, not very far from where the Clintons are.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service stating that there could be a link.
Yeah, that's right. They're probing a possible link, and what they're concerned about now is that there may still be more packages in the mail out there because it does seem to have expanded from Monday. And of course, they'll be looking really at fingerprints right now on these rudimentary, what they've called rudimentary, but functional devices, and trying to perhaps find the culprit before other devices possibly could be opened.
Strong condemnation coming from the White House. Donald Trump has also over Twitter strongly condemned whoever did this. This is all happening, though, in a context which is we're now less than 2 weeks away from the U.S. midterm elections.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's press secretary did denounce these attempted attacks in very strong language. But at the same time, we have to remember in his recent campaign stops to help Republican congressional candidates, Trump has stressed the fact that he's a nationalist. He said that when he was appearing with Ted Cruz the other day in Texas. He keeps talking about the threat to America from illegal immigration, drugs, and gangs along the US-Mexico border. And therefore, these pipe bombs are really playing out against that backdrop. And I want to show you a couple of tweets which I think are quite indicative of the political temperature as to how today's events are playing out. So firstly, on the left, we have this tweet from Sylvan Swanson saying, "Nationalism leads to domestic terrorism as demonstrated by the bombs delivered to the Soros, Clinton and Obama residences." Now, let's bring you one other tweet. This is from the other end of the political spectrum. So this is a right-wing talk show host, and he says investigators need to take a look at far-left groups like Antifa when investigating the bombs. These smell like the false flag tactics of unhinged leftists who know they're losing.
So we don't have many leads yet, but we already have conspiracy theories.
Absolutely, straight away, and it really shows how on both sides of the political divide, this bitter divide, Francois, people already are believing what they want to believe on both sides. I just want to end with a little bit of a editorial which has just been published by the New York Times, and this is from Alexander Soros, so George Soros' son. He's also part of the Open Society Institute, and this is just the top of it. It's called "The Hate That Is Consuming Us," and he says, bombs sent to my father and to Obama and Clinton are a result of our politics of demonizing opponents. So there's no question for him that this comes in the context of the Trump phenomenon. And he goes on to say, we're very far removed from 2008, when Senator John McCain defended Barack Obama, saying, no, he's not a Muslim, he's American. So Alexander Soros there really drawing a strong contrast from the days of 2008 to 10 years later now, where people, according to him, do use these kinds of things for political gain rather than refuting extremist ideology.